The Mridangam on the right side, the dominant side, is tuned, fine-tuned using a stone, as you can see here, and a wooden peg. The way it's tuned is on the rim, as you can see, if you hit at the top of the rim, the pitch of the instrument or the right side goes up. So let me demonstrate that. This is set to a pitch D in the Western scale. Now if I kept the wooden peg at the top of the rim and hit it, as you can see, the pitch goes higher, and it's also a little off tune because there was one side that is a little higher and another side that's less. So let me try to make it uniform across the circumference. So when I just rotate the instrument, it's higher on one side and it's lower on another side, as you can see here. Let me do it again. So what generally a Mridangam artist does is they make sure that all sides, the entire circumference, the pitch is uniform. So the easiest way is to reduce this side, which I just increased. The way we reduce it is, instead of hitting at the top of the rim, we have to hit at the bottom of the rim or from the underside. As you would have noticed, the pitch just went down. It's higher there, it seems a little lower here. So you have two choices. Either you can make the lower side high to match the high, or you can make the higher side low to match the low. The criteria is the entire circumference has to be the same pitch. And that's how the Mridangam is generally tuned. This instrument is tuned to scale D in the Western scale, and as you can see, it's a pretty tall Mridangam. The height of the Mridangam from the ground up is about 24 inches, which is ideal for tuning it to a scale of D. If I needed to tune a Mridangam to say scale G, which is higher in pitch, the size of the instrument or the height of the instrument as well as the circumference of the skin would reduce, which seems logical because the smaller the Mridangam, the higher the pitch or shriller the sound. So if I had to get a Mridangam tuned to say G on the Western scale, it would typically be an instrument that is about 22 inches in height instead of 24 inches in height. It would be like 2 inches smaller than this. Even the diameter of the skin would be a little shorter. That can easily produce the sound for a pitch of G. For the same reason, it's very difficult to have an instrument that is tuned to A on a Western scale. The reason is, if we went up higher in pitch, it either has to be really small Mridangam, which is difficult to play, or it has to be a really big Mridangam, which is again difficult to manage or tune to. So the ideal pitches for a Mridangam is between C to G. If the pitch had to go up a little more than what I demonstrated earlier by the fine tuning by hitting the top of the rim, there is another way by how you can increase the pitch. Smaller wooden peg, a peg that is smaller than the one that's normally used for tuning, would be inserted in between these straps here, as you can see this way, and they would hold this strap in place with a higher tension. And since this is in between these straps, there is more tension on the right side of the instrument, and you have to do that across the entire circumference. So that's why I have so many wooden pegs here. There are 16 straps around the circumference, if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, going all the way back to here. So you would have to use about 8 wooden pegs across the circumference of the instrument to make the pitch higher. That's how a Mridangam generally gets tuned to a particular pitch. If the fine tuning doesn't get it there, we use the wooden peg for fine tuning.